Dear students, welcome to this video lecture on black money and the black economy. This is a prose prescribed for the students of BCom semester 5. The prose Black Money and the Black Economy is written by C. Ram Manohar Reddy. Let's know about Ram Manohar Reddy first. C. Ram Manohar Reddy is an economist. He has been writing on economic policies. He did his bachelor's degree in physics and postgraduate diploma in management from Indian Institute of Management, Calcutta. He served for 2 years in Planning Commission of the Government of India. Then he turned towards the study of economics. From the Center for Development Studies, he did his MPhil in Applied Economics and then PhD in Economics. The next development in his career is very remarkable. He joined print media journalism from 1988 onwards. From 1988 to 1993, he worked as assistant editor at Deccan Herald. It is one of the famous English newspaper from Bengaluru. He wrote commentaries on economic policies of the government in the newspaper. And then from 1993 to 2004, he worked with the Hindu newspaper. This is also one of the famous English newspaper of India. And from 2004 to 2016, he worked as editor of Economic and Political Weekly from Mumbai. And at present, he is reader's editor for Scroll.in. Scroll.in, simply referred as Scroll, is an Indian Hindi and English language digital news publication owned by the Scroll Media Incorporation. It was founded in 2014. The website and its journalists have won several national and international awards, including 4 Ramnath Goenka Excellence in Journalism Awards and the CPJ International Press Freedom Awards. So Scroll.in is very famous online news website. The lesson Black Money and Black Economy is an extract taken from a chapter from the book Demonetization and Black Money, written by C. Ram Manohar Reddy. When we hear about demonetization, we remember that the government, Indian government, some years back took the decision of demonetization of 500 and 1000 currency notes. So the book is based on the decision of the government about demonetization of the high currency in India. The focus of the book is, I just now told you, the demonetization of 500 and 1000 rupee currency. The decision was taken to eliminate counterfeit notes, to stop terror funding and fight corruption against corruption and black money. The extract selected for study introduces the terms black money and black economy. And C. Ram Manohar Reddy in this extract explains how the two, black money and the black economy, interact with a white or legal economy. At the very beginning of the extract, Ram Manohar Reddy says, "We all seem to know that black money is something illegal and holding it is something unethical. But we all should know what is black money, how it is produced, and what is black economy, and what are the steps one should take to eliminate black money from our economy." What is black money or black income? That we should know first. So, income, which is called black income, is earned through the following two different processes. One is income generated through illegal activities such as extortion, trafficking, drugs, and corruption. These are the areas through which black money or black income is generated. And the next one is very important. We should understand it perfectly. The next is the income generated through legal activities, but income tax and other dues are not paid to the government at the state level, local level, or at the center level. So the income may be legal, but if it is kept hidden from the tax authorities, or if tax authorities are not paid the taxes, then this income also becomes black money or black income. The role black money plays in a nation's economy varies on the extent to which criminal activities are present and the degree to which taxes are evaded. In a country like India, both the activities are prevalent. The third type of black money or black income which is generated is from accumulation over time of wealth, and the wealth which is held in different kinds of assets. For example, real estate, that is land or buildings, houses, flats. The second one is gold and jewelry. The third one is Benami bank deposits, Benami bank accounts. Such accounts are hidden from tax authorities, or accumulation of plain cash. So these are the ways of accumulation of black money in the form of different assets. So this is also black money. Now we should understand what is black economy. These black money, black income, and black economy are interdependent. Where there is black money, there is black economy. Black money comprises the set of activities which generate black money, and the legal turned illegal money flows directly into economy, and the economy turns into black economy. The next one, black money generated through illegal activities is used to expand operations of illegal activities again, and the money directly flows into the economy of a country, and the economy of that country becomes black economy. Then what we have to do, we have to create certain conditions to check the generation of black money, and we can save our economy from turning into black economy. Let's understand how black and white money gets exchanged, how black money becomes white money, and how white money turns into black money. And then it becomes very difficult to eliminate black money from the economy of a country. There is a constant flow of money between white and black streams. For example, imagine there is a real estate developer, and he is paid in cash by the customers who want to buy flats or houses. The customer also wants to save money, therefore, without reporting to the tax authorities, he pays the real estate developer in cash, at least partly in cash. And the real estate developer use the fund in different ways. He may use it to pay part of the money to the cement seller, and the cement seller doesn't maintain accounts because he wants to evade tax, and the cement seller pays the money for the building material or invests the money in the construction of flats, and the flats are bought by the people by paying legal money, by paying hard earned money. And the real estate developer may buy gold without paying tax, or he may pay wages to the workers. The workers use their wages to buy groceries. In this way, black money turns into white money. So, white money turns into black money can be used as white money. In this way, they get interchanged. This is called round tripping or round tripping of black money. Let's know about the different forms of generation of black money. 2012 white paper, which was published by the finance department, has given a list of ways by which black money is generated. The first way is called crude way. What is crude way? Money generated from illegal activities without reporting to the tax authorities. It may be laundering by using sophisticated ways. The second one is manipulation of accounts. Money generated by manipulating accounts and it is not reported to the tax authorities. It is one of the sophisticated ways. And the sophisticated ways are adopted by the sophisticated ways are adopted in financial practices that cross national borders. What are the financial practices that cross national borders? They are transfer pricing in trade. What is transfer pricing in trade that we should know? Transfer prices are those charged for intra-company movement of goods and services. Firms need to make transfer pricing decisions when goods are transferred from the headquarters to the subsidiaries in other countries. If transfer pricing is done without paying revenue to the governments, then it becomes illegal money or black money. The next thing we should know is money laundering through trade. What it is exactly? TBML, that is trade-based money laundering. It mainly involves the export and import of goods and the exploitation of a variety of cross-border financial instruments of trade. The most frequent TBML methods include over-invoicing, that is, submitting inflated invoice to the importer by the exporter, payment generation exceeding the value of the shipped goods. And what are the tax havens? Offshore financial centers. What are these? A tax haven is a country or place with very low effective rates of taxation for foreign investors. In some traditional definition, tax havens also offers financial secrecy. So if such financial centers are there, then the money flows out of the borders of a country. As we read in the newspaper that the Swiss bank possesses lots of money from all the countries. So Swiss bank becomes here tax haven or offshore financial center. The next thing we should know, the cross border financial transaction is one of them is investment through derivative instruments like participatory notes. So what is derivative instrument? A derivative instrument is an instrument whose value is derived from the value of one or more underlying which can be commodities, precious metals, currency bonds, stocks. These are derivative instruments. And what is participatory notes? That is, in short form, it is called P notes or PN. A participatory note, commonly known as P note or PN, is an instrument issued by a registered foreign institutional investor FII to an overseas investor who wishes to invest in Indian stock markets without registering themselves with the market regulator, the Securities and Exchange Board of India SEBI permitted foreign institutional investors to register and participate in the Indian stock market in 1992. These notes are a unique Indian invention started in 2000 by SEBI to enable foreign corporates and high net worth investors enter the Indian market without having to go through the process of registering as foreign institutional investor. So to have foreign investment, this is done. The next technical term we should know is the white paper. The white paper is an authority report or guide that informs readers concisely about a complex issue and presents the issuing body's philosophy on the matter. It is meant to help readers understand an issue, solve a problem, or make a decision. So, white paper is a guideline for the people in related areas. The white paper in the matter of finance is very important. White paper gives certain guidelines for the people who indulge in financial transactions. So, white paper identifies some sectors which are vulnerable, sensitive to generation of black money. It means through these areas, black money is generated. For example, land and real estate transaction that we know, then bullion and jewelry transactions. Bullion means gold and silver transactions, then financial market transactions, public procurement, that is public sector, then non-profit sector as well, and the informal sector. In these areas, black money can be generated. So, land and real estate transaction, we know it already. Bullion and jewelry transactions is related to gold or silver in the form of bars. And what is public procurement? In this area as well, black money can be generated. This public procurement refers to the purchase by governments and state owned enterprises of goods, services and works, as public procurement accounts for a substantial portion of the taxpayers' money, governments are expected to carry it out efficiently and with highly standards of conduct in order to ensure high quality of service delivery and safeguard the public interest. So here public procurement is that area in which government itself runs the corporation or that company. For example, defense is run by the government itself. Railways, now I heard that railway is going to be a private sector, but till now railway was a government sector. Electricity is the government sector, and certain areas are there in every country which is administered by the government, that becomes public sector. So in public sector there may be black money generation. And what are the financial markets? It refers broadly to any marketplace where the trading of securities occurs, including the stock market, bond market, then foreign market and derivatives market, among others. Financial markets are vital to the smooth operation of capitalist economy. These are also very important areas which the white paper identifies as vulnerable for the generation of black money. What is non-profitable area? Non-profitable area non-profitable area is that sector which provides employment in 10 broad sectors such as arts, culture, humanities, education. Education is in non-profitable sector. Environment, animals, health, human services, international and foreign affairs, mutual membership benefit, professional associations and lobbying groups, public or societal benefit. So these are the non-profitable area, but in this area as well there is possibility of generation of black money. Then the last one is, which is vulnerable sector for the generation of black money, is the informal sector. There is no formality at all. So this is related to labor, unorganized business which common people do. So 30 years ago the International Labour Organization coined the term the informal sector to describe the activities of the working of the poor. Today this sector accounts for nearly half of the all workers in the world, and it is expanding in both developing and industrialized countries. So this informal sector is growing in every country. This is not organized sector, so black money may enter in this area as well. So here the prose ends. From the prose what we have learnt, let's take a recap. What is black money? We have understood. And what is black economy? That we have understood. And how white money turns into black money, and how black money is invested into the area which we consider as legal. Then what are the foreign institutions? What is money laundering? How money is taken from a country to outside and deposited in foreign financial institutions? What are the different sectors in which black money can be generated? And what is white paper published by the finance department of a country? What are the different sectors which can contribute to the development, which can contribute to the rise of black money, and how black money and black economy are interdependent. These are the areas we have seen, and we should not do any transaction without paying the tax. We should pay tax, and the tax is used for the development of infrastructure in a country. Therefore, evading tax is not right. These are the things we understood, and we came to know the details of black money and black economy. Here we stop.